You got ADHD and you think you can't run a business because you're too distracted? Well, I'm here to tell you that's your number one superpower. So let's get into it. All right. So today we're going to talk about ADHD and running a business, guys. All right. Have you guys ever been told that, well, you have ADHD, so you're not going to make it in life? I did. I was told when I was even in first grade, I remember, that I had ADHD, and I did all those tests and went through all that, school, and all the teachers were like, oh, she can't read past fifth grade and she can't learn well, so let's put some extra tutors in her classroom and let's try to help her, right? And so I had like all this extra help. I had to go through all this tutoring. And the reality is, they didn't know it at the time, but I wasn't interested in history. I was not interested in what they were teaching me in boring school. I have to be honest. Like, now that I'm reflecting back and looking at it, it just wasn't interesting. How I see ADHD, number one, it's your biggest superpower. So for those that are a CEO, or if they have ADHD and they don't know they're a CEO yet, y'all really might want to think about it. If you have ADHD, all entrepreneurs have ADHD, because you have to be, because there's different things coming at you. And so the first thing I say is, number one, it's a superpower. This gives us the ability to be able to collect all the information. This is why visionaries of companies have a lot of ADHD, because they have to collect all the information and then be able to put it together. So this is why I believe ADHD is actually a superpower. It's not something that's hindering you, which they taught you in school, that if you don't fit this little box and you don't just sit in classroom and know that A plus B equals C, then you're going to fail everything and you're a horrible student and you're never going to make it past fifth grade. That's basically what they told me. And I was like, watch me. Okay. And then what I realized is, I actually see things before other people see it, because I don't get overwhelmed and I can gather all the information from everyone, put it together, and then deliver it in a way that is more digestible and not as overwhelming for people. So please, if you have ADHD, please use it as the thing that actually makes you go out and you do the thing. Now, here's the second quality of ADHD people. They're typically obsessed with things. They become obsessed. I don't know how to spell it. Whatever. See, I can't even spell. Okay? They're typically obsessed. They're obsessed with a thing that they get caught on. So if they're like, oh, I'm going to research water bottles and see what are the best water bottles with the best insulation, with the best straw, with the best handle, and whatever else, they become obsessed with that subject. That's why, again, ADHD makes you an amazing entrepreneur or CEO. The other thing ADHD people have is they can hyper focus. Some ADHD people can hyper focus. So they can hyper focus. Okay? When someone is in hyper focus mode, all that they are thinking of is like that thing that is going to get them, the result, or whatever may get them to the next level. Most people can't hyper focus. Most people are like, oh, what's this person doing over there? What's this person doing over here? What's happening? And that's why they all get lost. They need someone to freaking lead them, because they're just trying to look at what everyone else is doing, because they can't come up with it by themselves. And then they can't come up with it, and then they can't hyper focus to then tactically get the thing done. So this is a strength if you can hyper focus. And if you can't, what I would say is go work out heavily and then go and try to study something. You'll typically be more focused. Comparatively, instead of eating Jolly Ranchers all day long and then try to hyper focus, you're going to be so tired, you're just going to crash. And so you won't be able to. So that's a big player in this. What else? Like I said, number 4, ADHD, people can be they can be all over the place, but you have to narrow it. So I would say a strength is can take in a lot of ideas and info. Okay? ADHD people like I said, can gather a lot of information and then put it together typically. ADHD people are typically not as afraid to speak out or show up because they have had to do things differently. I think a big thing that people don't talk about, especially teachers in school, is they don't realize that in school, it's one way. If you don't know that way, they basically write you off and they say you're going to fail and never pass. But they don't realize someone like me or someone like you, we just want to do it differently. And we're not interested in what you're teaching us. We're only interested in stuff that makes us like really excited. And so I would say that's the fifth thing is like, we're only going to learn something that we really want to learn. We're not going to learn everything. We're not going to be probably the best at trivia because it's like all facts about everything. We're not really interested in that. Typically, we're like really like one subject or one thing a lot and we go all freaking in. So we're like all in on like a subject typically. And maybe that also goes back to being obsessed with something. And I use that as a superpower. I so use that as a superpower. Ask me anything medical, I could probably answer it. Ask me anything about history, I don't have a clue because I don't care. I don't care. So it's a strength, but you can use it as a strength if it's the thing that is actually going to be a business of yours or be able to empower you to do something that you want to do, right? And so I love that they say it's a weakness because it's actually the best thing that has made me the best entrepreneur. And I would say most of you guys too, that's the thing that's probably made you the best entrepreneur is ADHD. And so if you have these beliefs in your head of, my teacher told me I never read past the 5th grade reading level. My teacher told me that, by the way. Okay. And that's probably still accurate, but I'm not letting it stop me. I'm not letting it stop me from building successful companies online and in my brick and mortar. I didn't let it stop me. It never held me back by that teacher still remember saying, oh yeah, 5th grade reading level. And I still can't write. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay showing up who I am. And I think that's what you guys have to do. You have to be able to use your voice and just showcase who you are, even if you aren't perfect. Okay? And that's okay. And to use this actual gift, it's not a disability. Okay? It's not an impairment. It is a gift that you were given. Use it as the biggest strength that you could possibly ever have. Because that is the thing that will keep you going and keep making you excited to learn. Like I could say having ADHD probably is what fuels me to be the best student of a lifetime. I'm constantly wanting to learn. I'm constantly wanting to figure out what's the next thing? How do I learn this? What do I do? And a lot of people with ADHD, like I said, you start to get on one subject and you're like, okay, gotta learn more. Gotta do this, gotta do this. Like that's what you want to do. And that's the cool part. So please use this as a superpower. And like I said, there are stats that most CEOs have ADHD because that is the superpower that gets them to that position. It's not at all a disability. And it's a thing that you should be very proud of and use it to your advantage because it is an advantage. I truly believe that. And I don't know about you guys, but you know, when I was little, a lot of them we were on Ritalin, then we were on Adderall, right? And then it became cool for people just to take that. Well, that was like a thing I was on like in 1st grade because I had to be on it to like focus. But I actually, now looking back, I just didn't want to learn what they were talking about. It wasn't interesting me. So I didn't want to learn it. That was it. It wasn't because I was dumb or didn't know or couldn't keep up. No, I just wasn't interested in it. I guess it's called strong will. And they will perceive that as, well, she doesn't want to learn or she can't learn or whatever else it may be. So be very mindful of that if you have ADHD, stop using that as a false belief. If you are, some of us are and some of them aren't, that, well, I have ADHD so I can't complete tasks or I get overwhelmed very easily. No, that's not it. You need someone to show you a path and you just need to hit it. And then you need accountability. Whether or not you have ADHD or not, you got to freaking have accountability. And most of us need that. I got to wake up every single day and go to the gym quickly because I know Julia, my COO, she's waiting for me to be like, okay, you ready to start our meetings? And I'm like, okay, that's my accountability. I got to get my butt out of bed at like 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Every single one of you guys need accountability, whether or not that's with your spouse, whether or not that's with your partner, whether or not that's with a coach, wherever it is. Maybe that's with your kids. But every single one of y'all need accountability, whether or not you got ADHD or not. Because that is going to hold you to be like, all right, I got to raise my standards. I got to work on myself. And the more you start working on yourself and raising your standards, the more your business is going to go from here to here. And that's just the truth. We can't be out of shape. I'm just being honest. I dealt with this myself, and I'm going through the transformation myself. Okay? We have to have high energy at all times. I'm not saying you have to be like me, like, woo, but you got to have energy because we're going to have to deal with people. Okay? You got to make sure that you're good with your family, that your family likes who you are. Because if your family doesn't like yourself, then that's going to be a pull. You're going to be feeling that. You got to show up for your freaking kids because they're actually watching you. They're watching you. They don't care what you say out of your mouth, but they are watching you and seeing what you actually do. That's what matters. Okay? Maybe spiritually you pull that in. Okay? Whether or not you believe in God or not God or whatever else, but you got to have all these things in alignment. Okay? So that you can take your business from here, whether or not you have ADHD or not. And again, I need you to change your mindset on this, that it's your freaking superpower. And it was a gift to you. So it's a disservice to not use your ADHD to do something amazing in this lifetime. It's a disservice. So please, if you have it, use it to your advantage to go impact the freaking world and do something epic and go inspire people. So that not only do you and your family live an amazing life, that you give other people an amazing life. That's key. So guys, the lesson today, use your superpower. If it's ADHD, great. Go use it. And if you have any questions, text us 703-783-2388. Text me if you got any questions or you're stuck and you're like, Kelly, I don't know. This ADHD is killing me right now. Text me. I got you. Bye, guys.